CT side at times. But lest we forget Ima and his performances on Mirage, right? Like, this is his playground. He has been a little bit quiet, perhaps. It has been wonderful stealing the show for NaVi, especially when it comes to Anubis. So this would be a great moment for Ima to sort of step up and lead the way for NaVi.
All right, then, hopefully for real this time. It's the third and final map. Team Spirit versus NaVi, and Spirit coming off the back of getting comebacked in that last one. They got to dust themselves down, pick themselves up, and come into this with their heads held high. It's going to be an A lean in the pistol, good chunk of util, split between Chopper, Shiro, and Donk. And they'll go low and slow to open, but that barrage of util now comes out. Wonderful, their worst nightmare tucked in behind Triple. Bit brought down low. Wonderful swings it wide and gets nothing done. It's Zontix making amends for a quiet end to Anubis. He certainly opens Mirage in the right way. 3 kills and the pistol is as good as theirs.
Yeah, no doubt on these T-sides. For neither team, really. NaVi have had phenomenal T-sides with this roster, but Spirit comfortable as it gets, and Zontix goes hunting for the final kill. Triple entry from the guy is certainly not a bad start to this game, and it'll be him and Shiro to combine for the close. Team Spirit with a pistol round.
Shout out Alexi, throwing his utility, you know, just throwing the nades in ladder room just so they can't get it off of his dead body. Every detail counts.
Clean.
I think that's just clean shots, but you know, full A execute, and they're not playing full retake. Like, that's always going to be a tough round to win for the CTs. And see a full eco again from NaVi. Yeah, one flash on Alexi.
Wonderful gets mollied out of triple. Not what you want on a pistol round, for crying out loud. So yeah, that's a nice bit of work for Spirit to start. Going to take their time in middle here. Try and figure out where the stack is. Almost expected at this point with full eco for NaVi. 4 players on A, 3 take the ramp, but
it's also interesting because people point out, you know, you could make, you say pistols are random. Well, you can make them less random if you use more utility, but what if they played retake A and you used all that utility and not really being able to do much with it? Then you're at a disadvantage when it comes to actually having to defend against a retake because you don't have armor. So it looks really, really nice when it works out, right? But it's not that simple. I can't remember. It was a couple of months ago. We were sitting at a tournament, we were watching some game, you know, re-watching some game from the start of CSGO, and you see 5 CTs have nades in the pistol round. Can you imagine now, like, all 5 CT players buying nades or, you know, utility?
Yeah, it was wild at times.
Not just HEs, but, you know, smoke, flash, smoke kit, 2 HEs, just throwing them at the start of the round, you know, like an anti-rush.
Just lobbing everything in. Smoke at Palace, smoke at ramp. Can't go through that.
Instantly. Donk was 3 at the time, probably, or something.
It's all really not far off.
First gun round, Harry, be serious.
Yeah. Donk's creeping up over towards ramp right now. Team Spirit kind of poising themselves over here like they want to run back this A play. Bit watches on from the back of Ticket, but we saw what happened to him here in the pistol. NaVi pretty heavy mid setup early on just to make sure they have this control, that Team Spirit can't slip anyone through the back lines. But now they've got to be worried about the front lines. Team Spirit already out through ramp. No way of slowing this down. They're already in. Ima gonna rain out with a kill. That's all the way back from jungle, and then Vit suddenly barrels through this smoke at CT. Shiro and Chopper have given Team Spirit a fighting chance, make it more competitive than it was just moments ago with a kill apiece. But it will have to slow down. That bomb out in no man's land, the timer to get it is fast expiring for Chopper, but he gets his hands back on it.
Got a smoke, he's got options, but he's not in a hurry to plant, hoping that NaVi overread this one and over-rotate. They will not move a muscle. They know both players were here, and that's enough to stay in the site. Unscoped timing couldn't come at a worse one. As Ima moves in, it's a trade, but that's all as NaVi find their round. I love that re-aggression, double-layered. First, it's Bit pushing through the CT smoke to assist, and then later, NaVi go hunting for information and catch Spirit looking unaware.
That round is on whoever threw the jungle molly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because it wasn't deep enough, and that gets the first kill, you know, for IMA. And it's not just the fact that he gets a kill, it's the fact that that's an angle that you're not supposed to have to worry about, that you now do have to worry about. You can't get the bomb down, and very frustrating first gun round for Spirit.
Oh, for Shiro. That's kind of the exact peak he was hoping for, but the shot just sails past IMA.
Donk was rushing B looking for the entry on his own, but Alexi mollied it. After throwing a nade, Donk will go back. He's getting jump spot, but careful. Out on an island is wonderful with limited support. Maybe a run boost here in mid.
Oh yeah, Magic's gonna get sent flying, hoping this throws off the aim of this AWP. Turns from the flashbang and then gets right back on at the top of mid. Donk taps out too, but he's dead on the jump. Fantastic reaction from IMA. And that alleviates a lot of the big worry in this round. If this was the 2-on-3 with Shiro and Donk still in the picture, this one has some legs on it. The fact that it's just Shiro with this bought-up AWP in a round that Team Spirit were cash strapped in, he's going to struggle to find much with it. 40 seconds left and a long way away from anywhere.
He's saving unless they give him something, basically. He could look B, and if he catches Alexi jumping, that's a way in. But they're trapping him right now. He doesn't know it.
This is going to be the first time that Spirit doesn't go off on a 4-1, 5-1 start to their T side. They're going to have to most likely eco behind this op. I mean, I don't really love it if they force. They're only going to get 1900, so that's pistols, armor, and one grenade, one piece of utility. So a bit of a different scenario compared to what we've seen on the first two maps. Great spray transfer.
Yeah, and it's
sick shot.
That little reaction from IMA, right? Already some promising signs, right? Because he has been, I don't want to say a non-factor, but just, a little quiet throughout this series for the most part. We've been looking at JL, we've been looking at Wonderful. Haven't really had to get too excited about IMA yet, but he's certainly not shy of giving some good Mirage performances. And so this start bodes well. You're dead on. NaVi going to have an early lead under their belts unless Shiro can do the unthinkable in a round where it's really only him with anything to do.
Oh, it was so close. If he peeked a little bit earlier. But Alexi gets that nade and gets out.
This round is a little bit more complicated than it looks, because if Shiro dies here, I mean, he'll have 2400 next round, has to play with a pistol. Even if he lives, no money bonus, so he'll just have an op with no nades, and the rest of the team will have 4400. So not an ideal buy by any stretch of the imagination for Team Spirit.
They need to set him up, and a boost will be a way in.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is what they're doing with it. That's crazy. AWP now lost over here in mid, and if you're NaVi, you really want to protect that.
I thought they were going to do at least a back boost that lets him fight window, not necessarily climb in with the AWP. I've never seen Shiro climb into window with an AWP before, but they'll have to go back for it and try and grab it. There are no nades to stop this on location. And it's even more awkward. I guess you could give it to Donk. He's got armor with his Glock, but they've run it away.
Oh yeah, they're starting to kind of piece this one together, right? They've told Donk to go save. The two Glock players just want to die. Luckily enough, nice guy NaVi will oblige that. From downtown, it's a nade from Wonderful. And Team Spirit get their wish, at least. They've kind of been able to jiggle this around so that it's not quite as devastating, but I'm kind of surprised Shiro's even still trying to be hyper involved. Honestly, once he gets like naded down in the apartments down to 40 HP, I figured he would just be looking to go on a save from the get-go.
You watch too many VP games, man.
I know, I think that might be it. I'm a little brainwashed.
Come on.
What, brainwashed to being right? I mean, look at the awkward situation they're in now. Sure, Shiro's given the AWP, but Donk has no helmet.
Look at the utility, right?
AK.
I mean, I think this is very necessary timeout from Halley. They need to come up with a call. It's going to be hard with this much utility to play a sort of a default round, take mid. Perhaps like a fast fake and a pop onto a site, or maybe you use your utility to put a player in a forward position, and that's putting a lot of your eggs in one basket. Let's see what it is that they decide to do.
It's not just Shiro to watch out for. Wonderful in a CT AWP. We know he can do it with a rifle as well, but what's he got in store on short? Missed Molly, but JL's climbing up mid. Chopper on the other side, making it loud, and he just spams the smoke. Good understanding, good read, and a 5-on-4, but it won't be for long because Wonderful is here. Nice reaction down, and they were going to pop A, but Chopper gone from mid, the smoke in the palace. Wow, Shiro gets an entry regardless, and they're fighting that, and they won't even kill them. He gets caught in the cubby, 4-on-2. NaVi shut out of the sight, and Donk is coming for you.
Oh, that's a rage-inducing way to go down if you're Bit, right? Like, swings out at top of the stairs, just wants to give Ramp a little jiggle, and that offers up that initial pick. And from that moment on, like already, if you're NaVi, you have kind of bad feelings about what awaits you there in the remainder of the round. He was kind of the sole defense over towards that A site, and you lose him on an info jiggle down towards the ramp. Still plenty of time left, gives away that kill to the AWP, and the round just unravels on the back of it.
And a really important kill from Chopper on the entry, right?
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't find that one, the jig is up. They probably get blocked.
Terrorists win.
Wonderful does save the AWP, so now we will have a strong buy here.
Oh, and an immediate attack timeout from NaVi as well. And Spirit had theirs. Now NaVi want to turn. Blade's going to weigh in.
This is more what I wanted, right? It's not just, as you mentioned, Yanko, the 4-1, 5-1 start for Spirit. A back-and-forth game out of the gate where money will be the object of your desire, where there's no clear victor. Sure, the comeback for NaVi was nice, but let's see how a team like Spirit do when you're trading rounds.
If you're NaVi, you're just like really hoping you can actually push the advantage for a change, right? Like they've had to play catch up on every map so far in the series, even in Ubis, which they do go on to close out, but it took them a while to get there, right? It took them a while to build into that game, and they were always playing from the back foot, even post that wonderful 1v4. So let's see if NaVi and that little chat with Blade giving them something to work with here. They're fighting for this mid control. Wonderful in the connector with his AWP. Team Spirit, meanwhile, were working their way up through the apartments as a 4-man unit, looking like they want to try and get into this B site. Chopper just harassing middle with a little bit of util now. Alexi keeps going for these jumps and is yet to be punished for it. Good info there as he sees Donk aggressing through the apartments.
Oh wow, the AWP rotates out, they don't believe it. The mid take's coming in, but it's all a short split, it's all a B hit. It's just Alexi, and not for long. Donk finds him, and JL with his back turn, they can come through the smoke. The flash, there's no play off the flash. JL gets a reload off, he goes hunting, chasing down Chopper on Catwalk. That could not have gone worse. JL somehow lives to tell the tale. Chopper with the opportunity to trade will not take it, and Spirit have to fight the market side. It's up to Shiro.
Shiro and Donk still in the picture here, but Donk spammed out. Shiro brings it down to a clutch, and now it's Ema on the other side. Not quite seeing the market, but creeping through. He's got 2 kills to his name, so Shiro knows where he is and what he's working with here. Dancing around the site, Shiro tries his hand at the no-scope, and again, second time is the charm for Shiro as he puts up 3 kills in defense of this B site, and adds another clutch to the tally. He's been full of them today, and that one takes the lead for Spirit in quite a big way. It breaks NaVi's money. That's one of these early swing rounds, and they've got Shiro to thank for it.
Is that in-game leader's brain, Yanko? Chopper just overthinking it, running up Cat, trying to get past that player instead of just taking the fight. JL dropped a reload for crying out loud.
Yeah, exactly. I think he was a little bit too restrained there. Not really sure what was the reason behind it, but luckily Shiro bails them out. Obviously a huge round. You can see the money depleted on NaVi, Eco, and just an MP9 on Bit. But a great little, I don't want to say a double fake, but you know, the late utility on mid, that forced Wonderful to go back from B, and great timing for Team Spirit for the B hit.
Second time they've missed that smoke.
Oh, worth keeping an eye on. Ooh, wonderful Deagle. Swiftly deals death down to
Shiro
Chopper and even follows up. Shiro's been shot in the back. Wonderful. Giving a chance to NaVi in a round that they have no business making super competitive. Not with all the room that Spirit had over towards B.
Not that all.
And yeah, there's a big ticket item right here, right in front of you. Wonderful. Does he want to use this? Doesn't want to throw himself into a retake. Instead, he's going to take a boost on up, boost on over. Missed shot from Donk on the AWP, but he follows up the second time around. So that AWP was taken out of there. And with this B site firmly under Spirit's control, the victories are short-lived here for NaVi. Lovely two-piece on the Deagle, but no more past that point.
Oh, Ema. Just trying to make them die with the bomb, perhaps? Yeah, doesn't tap it, though. He's chasing, and he might be the guy to fall to the explosion. Yeah, we won't see that smoke missed again, because this time Spirit realized it. They came up connector, and someone threw a follow-up jungle smoke. So, you know, a couple of mistakes, but they're aware of it now at this point in the game. 5-3. Some nice B splits. Good shots from Zontix coming up catwalk. And yes, a little awkward as Wonderful catches some backs turned, but not the end of the world here for Spirit. For NaVi, it's a rebuy and another opportunity to level the playing field.
I think Chopper's doing a great job of keeping mid pressure across these rounds, right? Like, I know he hasn't had the most success once he's actually got down the catwalk, but in terms of just keeping eyes focused here, as one man, he's never falling early. He's always kind of harassing with this util and giving the illusion that there's more in mid than really there is, and this time he gets that opener. The B site is Spirit's now, mate. It belongs to them. NaVi, the save call is immediate. And it's far from guaranteed with Magic's already deep in the connector. Flash goes in and a back turned for Ema seals his fate. Bit wants his hands on an AK and he just might get it. Being held by Shiro's AWP, and well, there he is, gone, deleted by that AWP. Wonderful posted, he knows they're gonna come hunting, and so he wants to try and deny that. Zontix on some crazy routing. Like, they've fully up and left the bomb. He's all the way around a ramp. Wonderful just drops off now, but conceals himself in the nick of time. Has Shiro here. If he's able to remove the AWP, that would have been lovely. But it's Shiro to deal with Wonderful in that head-to-head, deny the AWP save, and really drive this one home. That NaVi, they're on that back foot again.
Yeah, this is going to be Spirit picking up a dominant T-side at bare minimum.
They're doing a great job. They're switching it up. They use the top mid smoke a lot and just a molly for window, right? Because we see that window smoke a lot of times. It's getting broken. People are jumping over it. Instead, they just smoke it delayed, and that gives them, you know, a different take and a better opportunity really to fight for that mid control, and so far NaVi has been struggling to find a solution for it. Ooh. There's a solution.
And Bit tries to dunk it, running it up mid on the CT side. It won't work. That one rifle is lost in no man's land. We also see when Spirit throw that top mid smoke, they keep spamming the close lip of it, and they found a kill through it already before. Another bit of aggression on the ramp side, denied. And this round slipping through NaVi's fingers. Although damage has been done, Chopper's a shot from death. He's been smoked, but Alexi has now left it. And Spirit is still pulling a slow one on this default, hoping more comes to them before they commit. And they're not wrong. Up in Palace, Zontix wins, and all is going to plan on this anti-eco.
And I also like a change of approach to some extent for Spirit on this map compared to Anubis and Ancient. We already saw two faster B hits, you know, B splits. Whether that's something that they, in preparation, saw as sort of a weakness for NaVi. But perhaps in the next round, Let's see if Shiro decides if they're going to play default, if he decides to go B apps with the op, because that might be an answer for NaVi to send Wonderful there to make sure they get early, deep control of B apps, early information.
Alexi still floating around here. JL is moving around to join him. NaVi going to see if they're given any reason to go for this. Flash in. And Donk gets the info that there's a man up close. JL still not spotted. Alexi swinging it, but can't best Donk in the head-to-head. And so for JL, it's the end of the line. Just going to save this M4 if they let him.
Big if. But they don't know. Ooh, yeah.
He gets out with his life. So, considering, you know, considering how this game started, right? Considering we got off to a kind of nice beginning for NaVi after winning that first one. They go on a 3-round streak. They're momentarily in the lead. They even have Team Spirit kind of in this position where they can keep them on the back foot economically. And now it starts to slip away from them. It's good for Spirit. The longer they can keep NaVi here, the better. Every round kind of hitting like a 2-for-1 right now. And so NaVi are feeling that pressure. That pressure of playing from behind all over again. Nades down into the connector. Wonderful posted with the AWP on short, but no challenge from Team Spirit in mid this time. Not even Chopper there. Trying to just keep up appearances. It is a full regroup back towards A. And so often when this has been the case, when mid, you know, has only had one player in it, or it's been a little light, it's ended over towards B. So we see an early rotate from JL. That meant there were 3 players leaning towards that B site right as Team Spirit move out onto A. Bit falls, getting nothing done, and the site is taken.
Break of the smoke almost on jungle. They got more nades to do it. Magic putting pressure on. It's a good spam, but you need the kills right now. The clock is already ticking in Spirit's favor, and the util just keeps on flying. It's finally out, but the kills are not. Chopper finding Ema. Wonderful showing off the AWP in connector, and Don continues to put the pressure on. NaVi falling apart right now. Wonderful just trying to escape through the con smoke, but he's still here in the open fighting. They'll spam him with a Tech 9. Shura coming hunting. He has ammo. His team are falling.
Oh, this is getting awkward, but yeah, Wonderful's running for the hills. That is a scrappy post plant there. As NaVi, for a moment, looked like they were going to battle back into it.
Yeah. I thought they were going to save, but then all the kills come through from CT. With about 15 seconds left as well.
A lot of chaotic fights, you know, breaking smokes and whatnot. I think for Bit being in the side, and when an execute comes in, it's going to be really hard. He gets a flash, but isn't able to find a single player who's blind. And I think it was Zontix from Apps who were just able to get rid of him. Another great T side from Spirit. We saw it every single map. Was it 9-3 on both Ancient and Anubis?
Yeah, yes. I think you're dead on, yeah.
And all on T sides as well.
And here's the B op duel. I think last round Wonderful had the best spawn, so he went for the cat jump. We'll see if he'll try his luck and go for the deeper angle. Doesn't look like it.
Oh, Ema going to challenge under, and look who's here. He's got a good smoke in his favor, and Donk wasn't ready for a player push through. They won't find him. Chopper's behind the box. NaVi seemingly unaware, but it doesn't matter because they've peeled out of mid. Wonderful can still be tasked with solo B.
Honestly, there's already been some good info here for NaVi, right? Not just finding Donk down through lower, but even hearing the AK fire off from top mid. You're building a picture that Team Spirit actually were looking to take mid this time, unlike in rounds gone by where it's just been one guy being annoying. JL now really confirms it with that spot. He sees everybody. Shiro's AWP reclaims the 4v4. This smoke break for Alexi nearly gives an open sight line. But nothing found, nothing gained. It's Team Spirit running up through the short side. Wonderful, right place, right time on this AWP. Once more, they're going to ask a lot of Wonderful here. Will he be able to stand and deliver? First kill connects. anymore in the chamber. Looking towards the apartments, but it's a dead angle. Everyone for Spirit is coming up through this short side. Nails the second. Wonderful. Can he keep this coming home for NaVi? Pushes up close. No scope, just misses. And that's when Shiro runs him down. 8 seconds left. Tap on the bomb. There's no winning this for Shiro. There's no winning this, as just enough time slips through his fingers. NaVi do manage a fourth.
Posted mid. A boost for the Guardian fight. Ooh. Does slip off.
Surely not dry.
He was considering it, wasn't he? Floppy draws attention towards the B site. Halzok to jump up, and a lovely adjustment from Nork. Takes down his rival Orpa. Big scalp to post. Must win round. Sense is very forward with no trade potential. He's just committed to this angle. And the leash doesn't force the issue, doesn't investigate further. They do seem to be all maneuvering into B.
But look what Sense's position frees up for the rest of the team. B is going to be quite heavily fortified. Seiko with Jacob, and then Sasanito not too far away.
Chip damage onto Stiko. He is just playing this one defensively. And it's Jacob staying active, staying deadly. So good from Jacob. He can play these tough headshot angles with ease.
The round's over. There's the flank again of Sense.
Yeah, JT's anticipating it, but Sense is going to be playing the long game.
Trying to save after time would be miserable.
Job done. Round one.
You've definitely felt like you're down in the dumps a couple of times if you're Apex. So seeing this just feel like a game that should simmer out, you need to kind of slap yourself and remember that they've looked like a team who's been on the way out the door a couple of times. And well, this isn't for elimination. This is just the opening stages of the group stage. A double elimination bracket now starts again. And if anything from yesterday's game, the belief in coming back must exist. The belief of winning a 3-on-5 number disadvantage situation because Nork pops off with the AWP and the bomb gets stuck outside the doors on Ancient. You know it's possible.
Don't remind me. First tack timeout. I mean, it makes sense.
Things have been going very well.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably no reason to be alarmed. These two rounds, however,
pistols.
Yeah, these two have been a bit more alarming in the sense that there's only been one frag from Complexity over the course of those two. CTs find themselves laden with some extra bonus AKs.
In the third and final map of this series, Spirit stand tall after having Anubis stripped away from them by a NaVi. They got re-energized on the back of Wonderful's clutch. They do manage to hold their own on yet another T-side in this series. 9 rounds and then 8 on the third. It's been a class act from Spirit so far on the attacking halves, but now as they switch over to the CT side, we've been looking at Shiro as a real hero here on the third, and I want to see if he can keep that going. Will he get the supporting cast around him? Are we going to have more antics out of Donk and Zontix? These two love a bit of mid-harassment, but right now it's Shiro getting tested over at B. He opens up with the first.
Magic's only with 2 kills in the map right now, but he's got a great position. It will go undeclared. He takes one with him, rotates it here. Donk flooding out the market with the rest of Team Spirit, leaving Alexi in the clutch. A little goosh, but there's more where that came from. They'll run him down. No fear for Team Spirit, and the knife is out to finish the round. They might regret it! They will regret it! But Donk saves the day. Almost a disastrous beginning to this second half.
Could you imagine? There was a moment there where everyone on Spirit, everyone felt their hearts start to sink, that they would have given that one away, but Donk comes in right at the close, low on health, dinked earlier on, and lets out his war cry to let NaVi know that Spirit, they've got it this time.
How is it a kid?
I was going to say not messing around, and then I realized, no, they tried to knife.
I think Chopper was also out of ammo.
Yeah, Chopper was.
So I understand that he's going with a knife. Why is Zontix pulling out a knife? You're just get a trade.
Just a bit of trolling. Just a bit of trolling, Yanko.
I think Hallie took a timeout and said, if you guys do this ever again.
How is
I mean, fair enough.
How is the kid the most mature guy there? You know, just coming in, swooping up with a pistol. He's goosed as well. That really could have gone wrong.
It was one bullet away from dying.
One bullet.
Hey, that would have been the end. You would have been like,
GG,
well,
GG, honestly.
Well, far closer than it ever had any right to be.
In Donk we trust.
And similar to our last series, this is, I think, the first time in this series that a team wins both pistols, and it's on the decider again. So NaVi, without the bomb plant, goes for an eco, just a deagle on bit. Wonderful Alexi. I think it's not impossible, but most likely gonna have to come back from 10-4 down.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's kind of been the narrative for NaVi across the entire series, right? So they've certainly got a couple of reps in practicing their resilience and their ability to come back, but you're dead on. I think it's the pistol round, the stick in the landing on the conversions. If they do it, that should make all the difference here. They're going to be so close. It'll be one rifle round between them and essentially just running away with this series. Zontix says hello as he comes up behind them, in with the backstab. Lots of money made. $100 more than that knife kill would have been. And so now, just wonderful. Ooh, just wonderful. And that's been enough before. Bombs down up in the apartments. Right now, both players for Spirit are playing around it. Wonderful moves in. Looking for the kill, but the smoke in his way. That surely seals the fate of this one. There's no going through this and winning it. He's going to give it his damnedest, but there's the double swing out of the MP9s, and it's an ace for Zontix up against just the pistols for NaVi.
I wonder if he drops an op or two M4s. It's an op for Shiro.
With the game Shiro's having, yeah, I would hope so at this point. Found the opening kill of this half. It was 18 and 5 coming into it. 10-4. It's just about not dropping the ball now here for Spirit, but their CT Mirage is typically something to be marveled by. It's a 10 winning streak on this map for Team Spirit. And that's one way to begin it. Donk getting his vengeance on Wonderful, who kick-started the comeback on Anubis, the top performer for his squad right now. Spam through a smoke. And they don't even know about the orb. They can expect it. Donk is not done, but NaVi may be.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like last time, they kind of had that guarantee of being able to bully Zontix a little bit over towards A main. Back on Anubis here, when you get into the realm of middle and you've got a terrifying crossfire to try and get through, it's going to be Zontix harassing and Donk with him. Donk can pick and choose his moments. He can pick and choose his fight, and Team Spirit will often, you know, kind of follow that confidence through, right? They'll play around the fact that Donk likes to fight early. In this one, Spirit look all the better for it. Up 5-on-3, and as mentioned, like, you know, this is really like the rifle round that NaVi are meant to try and launch a comeback from. They've only got MP9s to beat. They do get up deep in towards the A site. Donk, a third kill in the round before he's silenced. There's still a man back behind Ticket they don't know about. Zontix dealt with over in jungle. This one's not done yet. Magic slips through, but just looks away. And it's Shiro versus JL. Shiro spams him!
What?
And he has been full of clutches all day, but that one takes the cake. It's a random spam to seal JL's fate, and it's what it does to NaVi. The bomb plant gives them a little extra cash injection here. It means it's not It's not all over. It's not over on that one round, but they're left with next to nothing, man. And JL never even got to attempt his 1v1.
Yeah, that was a great reposition for JL to move over there to get into jungle. That would have been the perfect way to cut down a connector, rotate, bomb for him, and he just gets shot through first bullet.
It was the death cam, I think, that gave it away, right? I think whoever was the last, I think Magus communicated on death cam that he's moving towards bench. So that prompted Shiro to just spam the smoke.
Great communication.
Great timing for him to do it, right? But unfortunate for JL, really had a chance there. And that was a 3v5. I mean, NaVi really needed that.
Damn.
I mean, this is your nightmare if you're NaVi, man. Like, you kind of have all the pieces back in the puzzle for Team Spirit. You've got your openers, Donk and Zontix, down to make those sort of plays. Then you've got Shiro as this closer who you just can't seem to get past. Keeps locking you out of rounds, out of clutches.
And yeah, Shiro and Magus have 24 kills.
Yeah, sure. Team effort. Team spirit.
Painful nade to open. Bit's not having a great go at it either. And so to see him softened up when it looked like he was trying to kind of lead the charge out through ramp is just rough. 3 and 12. Someone who, in addition to Wonderful's clutch, like really helped drive home that previous map. He was having a lot of impact on Anubis. Falling silent here on the third. Bully down low to the util at the start of this round. He's going to try and make a difference now. It's a dink to open, but not a proper check onto Magix. And so if that last rifle round was kind of the final ticket, the bomb plant enabled them a second chance, a shot at redemption, but it might get snuffed away here with very little to show for it. NaVi are down to 3. Ema lurking up through Con. Can he be the difference maker? He's going to have to go huge here. Back's turned as he makes his way out, but Chopper immediately silences him. And is it really going to be a flawless round that sends Team Spirit up on a 12? Match and series point is locked in.
You could have had your doubts of Spirit when they capitulated in the second map, but those should be averted by now. This is an absolute statement win by Spirit. If they can close it in this fashion. Frustrated on NaVi, dejected at this point in the night, and maybe down to the lower bracket in just one round. Shiro has had a phenomenal series. Donk has been delivering as we expect, and Chopper's T-sides have been called to a T, especially in the first 2 maps. Donk out in the open in middle, but they flash their way back for a jungle fight. Alexi makes it up catwalk, but not for long. And this one starts to drip dry. Everyone's coming for the kills in middle. Ema won't last either. It's Zontix with a double kill. Bomb's going to try lurk back out B. It's JL against Magix.
Yeah, no one's actually here for Team Spirit, so still a route in, but Magic's back at the bench, nails that opener, and now Wonderful arrives with the bomb, but he doesn't have a teammate, doesn't have any control over the site. He doesn't want to go pushing into this, but look at the minimap. Look at what Team Spirit are doing. They are boxing them in. Zontix low on health in the backlines, offers up a kill. And so they at least flushed that out. But you're looking at a 2v4 with Galils with 1 smoke, 1 Molotov. Major missteps would have to happen for Team Spirit here, and I can assure you they're not going for knives anymore, NaVi. This is looking like the end of the line, and it's not going to end in some blaze of glory, some comeback just getting denied. No pep in your step. It is dominating. Complete dominion over this third map of Mirage is what Team Spirit have had. And as NaVi move in, it really is the great unraveling, the beginning of the end, and the start of something new for Team Spirit. We were waiting to see them tested, and that test still awaits them as they best NaVi in a convincing 2-1.
They show up on LAN as they've been doing online, and it feels like Team Spirit are fated for the spot deck with